Welcome back, team. My name is Eli, and you're watching Journal of Complete Stranger, where emotional masculinity is absolutely vital to the survival of the human race. We have a treat for you today. Click on the link in the description below and share this with everyone you know. To manipulate the YouTube analytics, we really need you to hit the like button. Be sure to leave a comment below, and finally, watch the video to the very end, because the minute you miss may have the message you need. Coming up, adapt, overcome. Team, I'm very excited about this video that we're about to show. Before we get started with the video, there's a few things that I want to discuss. First of which, there will be handling and manipulating of unloaded firearms in this video. Number two, I believe that every human being has the inalienable right to protect themselves. And right now, the most effective tool to protect oneself is a gun. While I believe there should be absolutely no infringement on the right of the people to keep and bear arms, and it is not required to take any type of firearm safety class, I would encourage everyone to do so. It is completely entirely up to you. It is your choice. I can't in good conscience not mention before the video the 4 rules of firearm safety. First of which is to watch your muzzle and keep your weapon pointed in a safe direction at all times. Number 2 is to treat every firearm with the respect due a loaded gun, even though you know it's not. Number 3, be sure of the target, what's in front of it, and what's beyond it. And number 4, keep your finger outside the trigger guard until you're ready to shoot. All that having been said, I hope everyone enjoys the video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Adapt and overcome. It's a skill not practiced frequently in today's world. I went through a firearms training course once, and for about what had to have been 30 or 45 minutes, we practiced something called a tap rank. And essentially, we took an unloaded firearm, we pointed it down range, and we pulled the trigger. We got the sensation of what it felt like for the trigger to be pulled and the weapon not fired. So we would slap the bottom of the pistol grip, yank back on the slide, and let it go. Find your target and shoot it again. And again, we did that for 30, 45 minutes on our first day. So the second day of the same course, oh my God, we did it again. Tap rack, click, tap rack, click, tap rack, click. I didn't start to appreciate that practice until one day I was at the shooting range and pulled the trigger and the firearm didn't go off. I immediately and instinctually, for some reason, smacked the bottom of the pistol grip, yanked back on the slide, let it go, found my target and squeezed the trigger again. Lo and behold, the weapon went off. This practice can be applied to a bunch of other situations. I know that when I go to the convenience store to buy a pack of Camel Crush menthols, that if they don't have it in stock, I ask them for a pack of Marlboro Bold Ice. If I go to the store and they don't have the Bang energy drink that I like, I reach for something called A-Shock. Just now, when I first came outside to shoot this video, I reached in my pocket for a lighter. I couldn't find it. I'm outside. I used grill lighter. Adapting and overcoming, even in the smallest situations, very important. But what happens if it's in a big situation? Let's say you devote 8 years of your life to the woman that you love. Every decision you make, every action you take, although not obvious, is done 100% for the woman you love. And then you wake up one day and she tells you that that love is gone. Having to deal with those emotions that you haven't dealt with in 30 years is difficult. If you're out of practice and you've not gone through the tap rack training with relationships, you're not going to know what to do. You're going to do and say things that you wouldn't typically do or say, and you're going to take emotions that you haven't felt, take every emotion that you've ignored your entire life, and word vomit and push her further and further away. And you're going to wake up another morning and she's going to say, I'm moving out. Well, hopefully, from the time that she told you that the love was gone and the time she told you that she was moving out, you've been practicing the tap rack. Now, what I did might not be the right thing. Glad I have a barbecue grill later. But because I've spent the last few weeks practicing an emotional tap rack, when she told me she was moving out, I didn't word vomit. Instead, this morning, I pulled 2 office chairs up, facing each other. And I told her to ask me any question she had, anything she needed to know. She told me she didn't have any questions. And without her having any questions, we had an hour-long conversation. Now, team, she's still moving out. But there was a certain emotional connection I feel like we shared, or at least I felt it myself. And I had to adapt and overcome to the new situation. We just got back from Lowe's. We bought boxes. And I'm helping her pack. Part of loving someone is being supportive. And you know what? I'm gonna give a shout out to my wife. She told me that the role of a husband and a wife is to love and support their spouse. There's no doubt that I love her. But I have to support this move. This move is just as scary, if not scarier for her as it is for me. She's never lived on her own. That terrifies her, and it terrifies me. There's no telling what the future may hold. But I have to love and support her the way that I'm supposed to. And hope one day she feels the same. I had to adapt and overcome. Team, you just watched another episode of Journal of a Complete Stranger, where it's okay to be an emotionally masculine man, and hopefully you're practicing it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'd like to leave you with a few closing thoughts. I need, while you guys dry fire at home, which you should be dry firing, I need you to practice your tap rack. It's going to be a very uncomfortable situation if one day you're in need of your firearm, you pull the trigger and absolutely nothing happens. I would also like to encourage everybody to practice every single possible scenario, no matter how great or how small. That way you can adapt and overcome with anything. I lit a cigarette with a grill lighter. Next, I want everyone here to be able to love and support their spouse or significant other. No matter how uncomfortable the situation is, your role as a husband, a wife, or as a significant other is to love and support, no matter what they ask you to do. That's all I have for Adapt and Overcome. I hope once again you enjoyed the show. I'm gonna make some creme brulee. Until next time.